the powers that be and the kings of our world.
Wake up to two suns. But that's exactly what happened to our boy, Dragon Zuniga. Now, this is a man that's never short on strangeness. Now this is strange. Now we know about the sun simulators. We know about fake suns, we know about fake moons, we know about fake stars and fake planets in the sky. But somebody forgot to shut this one off. Look at that thing. It's ginormous. And it's looking right at you, kid. God, what a beautiful sky, though. But I definitely cannot explain this one. And we know it's there. We're looking at two lens flares in the sky as well. The one thing I've always told you, lens flares don't lie. You can fake anything, but you can't fake a lens flare.
Amen. This guy's smart.
Know that lens flares are only caused by two things. From a light source or from reflected light. And you're looking at both right now. You're looking at a light source and you're looking at something that is getting reflected off of. One of the suns are on, one of the suns are off, but both are visible in the sky. And as you can see, it just becomes brighter and brighter and more full and more full. What is going on here?
Yeah,
now, I have a few theories. You might not agree with any of them. You might agree with one of them. But we know there's lenses all over the sky, especially in front of the sun simulator. Now, they're there for one reason and one reason only. Well, they're there for a few reasons. Usually to obfuscate. The other, to give a nice, round, consistent look to what we think the sun should look like. There it is. This isn't his first time catching it. Just to get it out of the way, if you don't know how to get a hold of Dragon Zuniga, he left all the information there. I'm going to leave it there as well. This is a channel you definitely want to check out. And a host.
Now look, I don't know if you guys are noticing this, but the sun, even though this is sunrise, and just a second ago, was actually getting bigger and more full, now we're seeing it being cut off. And we are seeing both suns are being cut off by the same exact, must be the same exact object. Because it seems to me that they're traveling together. One is being projected upside down while the other is right side up. That is indicative of a reflection, meaning these objects are being reflected before they are being shown to us. Now, the only other time I would say that is if I knew for a fact he was standing behind a piece of glass. Okay? If I knew for sure that he was standing behind a piece of glass, then that upside down projection would actually make sense. But he swore to me he wasn't standing behind a piece of glass. It doesn't look like he's standing behind a piece of glass to me. Dragon has never lied to us in the past. Why would he lie now? He doesn't care about fame and fortune. He's doing it like us because it's fucking fun. You know, because we have other interests that are outside of making money and, you know, hoes and rap and big chains and shit. Now, don't get me wrong. I love a big ass and I love big titties, but my wife has those things. So I'm good. All right, keep going.
It definitely will blow your mind. He does it constantly, without even trying, really. Look at that. A double lens flare. Both of them upside down because both of them are mimicking the opposite. They're mirroring the light source or the reflected light, which is their source.
Notice how it's not.
In case you're wondering, this all happened in Fresno, November 15th in the morning. This is the morning sun as it's coming up in the east. Now, for that to be a lens, that has got to be a giant lens. But the fact that light is bouncing off of it and coming towards us lets us know that it is somewhere in between the actual light source and the camera. The fact that we can tell it's the same size as the sun itself.
It's a big one.
We know this because of the lens flare. Now, who would have forgot to turn off the damn sun simulator?
Fire his ass.
Or maybe they didn't. You guys know my theory. There's multiple suns.
Hell yeah. I can see that here. No wonder.
I feel as if there's at least one sun simulator for each time zone.
I agree.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's even more. Maybe there's two for each time zone.
This guy's
Maybe
smart.
there's one every 100 miles.
I like this guy. Who is he?
In that case, We're probably looking at two of them.
Boogeyman channel.
Now, the reason why he can't see one is because one of them is probably part of a mirror relay system.
Yeah, buddy.
Now, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because, in my theory, I feel as if these lenses are placed throughout the sky and throughout the construct so that it's perfectly laid out to the perspective of whichever time zone it's meant to serve. So, of course, you wouldn't see it unless you were in that time zone. You wouldn't be lined up straight. But there are times throughout the day that our sun simulator would light up that particular lens.
And I think that's what we're looking at here, guys. I think that we're looking at the sun, another sun in another time zone that's supposed to light up behind where that sun is, the one that we're looking at. So we're looking at one sun that's lit up, but at the same time, we're looking at another sun that's the same size as the one we're looking at, except I believe it got turned around. I don't think we're supposed to see that side of it. We're supposed to see the back side of it, you know, which is probably cloaked. Now, there is someone in our group, Hopkinson. You guys all know Hopkinson. She finds a lot of, they're like black see-through, like a see-through gray ball, okay? And they're very fuzzy and out of focus. And she finds them all the time on these time-lapse videos. Sky cameras.
She does time-lapse herself all day, too.
Yeah. But she finds them on these sky cams.
Oh, okay.
And I'll tell you what, I am positive now that what she's finding is the cloaked reverse side of things like moons, the sun. And I know now why, because you'll see that there's a moon or a sun in the picture, and then you'll see just beside it that she has caught one of those out of focus, see-through gray balls.
Oh, yeah.
And so what we're seeing is they somehow did not sync up. You know, they're out of sync, and we're seeing the backside of what the other time zones to the east we're supposed to see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're seeing the back of it. So that's that. That's my guess. I don't know. Whatever.
Or that particular sun simulator, the cloud that it's being cloaked into or on. Which would make it appear as if it was partially on, or at least visible in the sky, like it's happening right now. But what I can't quite figure out is, what's it hiding behind? What's obfuscating its bottom side? Well, let me tell you. It's the very great lens, the big one in the sky, the one that causes the halo around the sun. You know the one. The one that all of the experts seem to say that it's just ice crystals within our atmosphere. My ass. You can see here, that is a huge physical obfuscating lens. What's it doing now? It's obfuscating. It's cutting off and cloaking the bottom half of the second sun, which is probably just a lens, which isn't in the right angle for his perspective, but it's in a perspective that is being uncloaked. It's being lit up in just a way, ever so slightly, to make it visible to this time zone. Hey, it's the best I got as far as theories are concerned. Now, I'm just speculating and kicking around right here, but doesn't sound half bad if you're a loon like me. You want to take it a little bit further? Let's talk about that really thick line going up and down from the sun. Now, we're looking east. He's in the west. Now, let's imagine that it's not really up and down, it's actually east and west. Now, we've seen the same track system going behind every single sun simulator, every moon simulator, every fake star and every fake planet. We know that this is responsible for taking these sun simulators, these moon simulators across the construct.
What about gravity?
It's called the Merkaba.
Hello.
It's a wheel in the sky, my friends. It's not just a song. It's reality. And it's talked about within the Book of Enoch.
Hey-o.
I reference it a lot because it's genius. And it's the one book that describes what we see in the sky so accurately. If you haven't indulged in it, if you haven't read it, please do yourself a favor. I promise you won't be sorry. Now, I'm not going to try and hide my craziness. You guys know me. You know I'm a loon. So let's keep going.
Yeah.
I've been watching the sky for quite a few years now. And it wasn't until I ran into the Book of Enoch that all of it started to make sense to me. Of course, it's written in a very poetic manner.
I love poetry.
But every once in a while, old Boog feels pretty poetic himself. The least you can do is crack the book, start to read it. At first, it's going to seem like hieroglyphs. It's not going to make any sense. You're going to wonder, why are they speaking Greek? It's English. But it'll seem like Greek the first time you read it, I promise. But the more you read it, the more you study the sky while you read it,
that's what you got to do.
You try to relate the things that you're reading to the things that you're seeing in the sky, you're going to soon find out they match up perfectly.
They sure do.
I don't sound crazy. Sometimes I sound like I know what I'm talking about. Well, I want to attribute that to my friend Enoch.
Thank you, Enoch.
And his book, thank God he wrote it. Because without it, I would be very lost. I'd be right where I was just a few years ago.
Please like, share, and subscribe. Until next video.